There it is. Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I am coming back at you with another Wargaming Wednesday live stream. Okay, so in today's stream, we're going to be talking a little bit about enhancing these bases. Well, not these bases, but enhancing my paratroopers bases and showing the difference that it can make on some grenadiers that I finished. But first, before we get started, I want to finish what I was doing on these guys, so then I can go ahead and get these out of the way. I'm currently, there's only like 4 stands left of this one color. Because what I try to do is do one color on everything, then switch to the next color and do it on everything. And then hopefully I don't have to go back to that color. But currently I'm working with olive gray, and I'm putting this on their helmets. Yeah, olive gray is just a little bit more green than olive drab. I've been using olive drab a lot, but I found that it's too brown. It's a wonderful color for maybe vehicles, but not their helmets. So I'm going with olive gray, and it seems to be exactly the same color as my helmet. I have an old World War II helmet on the shelf behind me. Alright, so let me get these 4 knocked out, these 4 bases knocked out, and then we can move on. How's everybody doing today? Okay, I don't see people in the stream yet. A lot of times it takes people a few minutes to see that I've gone live, then to come join me. So this is actually a good opportunity for me to finish these while we wait for people to come and join us in the live stream. And if nobody joins, that's perfectly fine as well, because you guys can watch this later, on demand on YouTube. These right here that I'm working on are Battlefront U.S. infantry. I'm pretty much overall I'm switching mostly to Battlefront, figure wise, mostly. Mainly because I like their proportions. I like their detail, the quality of their models, to the point where it makes it easy to paint and easy to see on the tabletop. Now this is going to be a topic of an upcoming video, but I can discuss it with you just a little bit. I've got this video coming up. I haven't filmed it or anything yet, but I've been thinking about it. I've been storyboarding it, where I talk about the comparison in quality and scale between, and price, I suppose I could throw that in there as well, between Old Glory, Plastic Soldier, and Battlefront. And I plan to kind of show off the figures that I have for each of the armies, the British, the Germans, and the Americans, and kind of give you a assistance, so that if you're thinking about if you're shopping for figures or whatever, you'll get an understanding of scale and of what they look like. I've started a new series. You might have already seen that. I got a couple of videos up already. I've filmed, I think, 5 videos, maybe 6, 5 or 6 videos, and I've edited and rendered 3 of them. So I still got a couple more that I need to edit and render. But 2 of the ones that I've edited and rendered are already uploaded to YouTube, so you can watch those right now. The 5 videos would be German Panzer Grenadier Company from Flames of War, Battlefront. The second one is U.S. Infantry Company from Flames of War. Then the British Paratrooper Company. Those are the first 3. And then I did a Fallschirmjäger platoon package and a U.S. anti-tank platoon package. Now, just because these first 5 are all Battlefront and 15mm, doesn't mean that that video series is going to strictly be Battlefront and 15mm. Basically, any box that I feel like needs to be reviewed, or not a review really, just a explanation of what's in the box, I'll do it. So, like a Warlord Grenadier box, you might not know exactly what kind of weapon combinations you might get or something. Yes, you know that you get 30 models, but you don't know the poses, you don't know the weapon loadouts, the equipment accessories, and that's what the what's in the box is made for. It's to help you build your army when you go to planning your army. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I just wanted to let you know that I am not going to work on these on the video unless we got a little bit of time after we do what we do. I just wanted to finish one color on these before I moved on to the actual topic of the video. Okay, there's my brushes. I'm probably going to use that brush. Maybe not. It just depends. Let me get these guys out of the way. Let me see if I have something I can put them in. There we go. And this is my, I'm doing these up as glider infantry for my Lafire Bridge campaign, or Lafire Bridge battle that I'm going to run at NashCon 2022 in a couple of months, in August. Okay. I'm tightening these up as much as I can because I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough space. put all these models in this box. I don't know how big this box is. Got my 2 light machine guns, and I got my 2 mortars for the weapons platoon. And then I've got all the infantry for the 2 infantry platoons. And then I got an extra squad of infantry as the senior support staff officer. As like an escort company, or escort squad. Okay, they all fit in the box. Perfect. Get them out of the way. Done. Get this out of the way, because I probably won't need that. All right. These are the colors I have remaining on those squads. And these 3, I'm not sure exactly which one of these, or if I use a combination of those colors, because of reasons. And that's a wash. And I plan to use light wash or light tone because of the khaki nature of their uniforms. Okay, let's not drink that. Let's drink this. So, I see that we got at least 4 people in the stream right now. How are you guys doing? Is it a good Wednesday morning for you guys? Is it Wednesday evening? What time is it where you're at? I don't know if you can hear outside. My door is open. I got the screen door closed, but the door is open over there. And I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing outside. It's really fast. Now, night before last, I guess Monday night, somebody had drove by and collided with our mailbox. So I spent all day yesterday? Yeah, yesterday morning rebuilding it. Yeah, I don't know if that's my wife out there. I don't know if she is, what she's doing. Sounds like she's closing doors. Okay, so we're going to put some summer green tufts, and we're also going to put some clump foliage on bases. And I pulled out these woodland tufts. I'm going to use the little bitty ones. I think I'm going to use those on my 15mm models. And we're going to see a combination of this, this, and this, and we're going to see what kind of disaster we can make on our paratroopers bases. That's what we're planning on doing. But I want to show, these were my original Grenadiers that I did, right? And they look good. They look fine, but I just wasn't satisfied with them. These are Plastic Soldier Company Grenadiers, and I found that the Plastic Soldier German Grenadiers are almost exactly the same size as the Battlefront German Grenadiers. So they are compatible or comparable or whatever. Those are exactly great. But when I picked up the American, okay, I didn't bring them over. When I picked up the American Plastic Soldier Infantry, they were like super skinny and super small. They're not, the Plastic Soldier Company troops are not to scale with each other, and that was very disappointing. But the Battlefront Americans are on par with these Grenadiers, but I wasn't sure if that was what was going to happen. So I ordered some German Grenadiers and Americans from Battlefront. Already got those in, not Battlefront. Already got those in, started painting them. But I finished the Grenadiers, and they're not these. These are the these are the plastic soldier grenadiers. These are my Battlefront grenadiers, and I spent some extra time on these guys, and I reorganized how the basing is. Basically, this is Grenadier 2.0 and this is Grenadier 1.0. I put the way Battle Group, that's the game I'm playing, not Flames of War. Battle Group is really a man-to-man game, and you are technically, and I'm going to put air quotes, you're technically supposed to go individually based figures, and you're supposed to move them around individually. But I decided against that because they say you can also, as an alternative, play with figures mounted on a multi-base. You would just have to have a way to mark individual casualties. So this is the way I've decided to go with. Now, in Battle Group, a squad is 8 men. Well, it's 10. Wait, 8. It's 8 men. So they have 8 total men right there, and I didn't like that. I put 5 on one base, and then the 3-man machine gun team on another base, which the 3-man machine gun team I'm okay with, but when I got the Battlefront figures in, I decided, since it's 8, I just decided to make 2 bases of 4. Why make it complicated, right? And on the machine gun base, I just added a 4th guy. What the hell, right? Who cares? And because both stands are going to be moving together anyway, why not just make it look more symmetrical, right? Okay. And so every one of these bases in here is going to be a 4 stand, even the machine guns. Like, here's a machine gun, here's a non-machine gun, and that would be a squad, and voila, that's fine. Now, also on these guys, I used Litco bases, okay, the wooden plywoods, which works fine. They're the correct size and everything, but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I really do like the beveled edges on the plastic bases, and I like the fact that the figure fits down in a hole to make it flush with the top of your base. I really like that about the Battlefront. I mean, I've fallen in love with Battlefront all over again. Okay, so let me show you. These guys are all pretty much just a dark field gray. They're not any camouflage. Their helmets are all basically either they might have some vegetation on them, but that's pretty much it on all of those guys. They don't have the camouflage smock or anything like that. Some of them are wearing, okay, like this one's got a camouflage like overall, like a raincoat. But I apparently didn't do a good enough job. Let's just rephrase that. I didn't lighten that up enough. I think I used the wash I used, I think, was a little too dark, and it really made these figures look dark. I don't know if you can see the difference, but these guys, and basically everything I did on these figures, I pretty much did off of memory. I didn't get any reference material or research like what the differences were from Normandy versus Russia or any of those. So I pretty much just went off of memory, and I'm not extremely pleased with these guys. The Plastic Soldier models, yes, I'm very pleased with the models. My paint job, the way I based them, not pleased. So that's all my fault. I corrected it with this Battlefront figures. 100% corrected. The sniper, what I'm probably going to do is go back in and paint him again. Well, not again, but like add some colors to him to give him a camouflage jacket, which it looks like he's wearing one, and paint his helmet a different color. And there's a few other things that I'll probably do on this guy to bring him in line. I expect to get some mortars in from Battlefront today. If I have to, I can use these, but if not, everything I'm going to be using is Battlefront, except for maybe that sniper. Now, I can't really zoom in very well on these guys. Let me move my mic a little bit. Let me get a drink. I'm going to see if I can adjust the zoom. I really like this. I don't know if you guys have ever had V8 Splash. This is the Tropical Blend. The Tropical Blend tastes a lot like mango to me. Yeah, it says 5% juice. Everything else is like chemicals. But it tastes like mango. Good. Okay, so let me adjust the zoom. It's gonna really whack out on every. Okay, I'm gonna use this camera. Yep. So if it gets way out of focus, it's because I'm planning on. Okay, it's on autofocus. Okay, so let me grab one of these guys. Okay. How about this machine gun? That looks good. Whoa, they're stuck to board. Okay. I want to get a good example. Okay, I think this is a good example. Okay. I don't know what kind of zoom we're looking at here. Okay, there we go. Okay, and you can see this guy's camouflage looks pretty good. I'm very happy with his camouflage, the way it came out. But I'm also very happy with the way I did the basing on these guys. The colors on their helmets. You notice that these guys, not all of them have helmet covers, but I did do some research, and it looks like even if they didn't have helmet covers, they used a couple of colors and they painted their helmets to be more camouflaged. So even like the vegetation on this guy, the helmet cover on this guy, but these two over here are just metal helmets, or maybe not him, he might be a cover. But like the guy in the front, the actual machine gunner, it looks like he's probably painted his helmet. Now I used these tufts. You can see they're kind of scattered about, right? Those are the AK Summer Green 2mm tufts. Yeah, those guys, Summer Green 2mm tufts. I'm going to use these again today on my Americans. But I also, let's try to get this. I also use some clump foliage there to make a bush. Okay, let's just get you another guy. This would be one of my command stands, right? There we go. Now that's a radio man with a painted helmet. And in the old days, I would have painted that overall. I would have painted the what do they call it? Like a trench coat. I would have painted that more of a dark gray instead of a light field gray. That's actually a different color field gray than his uniform. It's very subtle. And he's got his binoculars. And that guy's a radio man. He's got a radio on his back. But I also did the tough bush, and well, not the tough, the clump foliage and the tufts. I'm going to highlight these on and I really like the detail on those models. Those are Battlefront figures. There's another one with his shooting his machine gun over the guy's shoulder. You know, like 3 of them are wearing camouflage smocks on this one. Got a soft cap. What do you guys think? You guys like the way I painted these guys? To me, they're a lot better than... Here, let's just grab this as four figure. Let's see if I can get a equality focus on these. These guys are not bad. They're okay. I just think these are way better. And then I didn't really do anything with this. I can't even know where I'm pointing. I didn't really do anything with this base other than just texture it and flock it. But the other one I put tufts on. I don't know. I just like compared like this guy's camouflage smock compared to this guy's camouflage smock. This one just looks way better in my opinion. Okay. All right, we're not going to go over every single one of these. That would be nice, but no, we don't need to do that. Because now I want to work on my Americans. Paratroopers, that is. Okay, these are my American paratroopers, and as you can see, they're on the plastic Battlefront, you know, maneuver bases, multi-bases, and they're textured. Okay, there's a couple of machine guns. Okay. And there's this. Okay. So we're gonna transform these bases, which is, you know, just your standard paratrooper, 82nd Airborne. Come on, focus. Okay. Got autofocus. There we go. Maybe that'll help. Got some red spots for the 82nd. I like the way these guys came out, but the base just makes them look kind of dry, right? They just look... They look okay, but they're just not... They don't pop. And they're wearing those canvas gloves, those deerskin gloves, which I got a pair of those paratrooper gloves right over there. I actually got the whole getup for a 101st D-Day paratrooper. Now, what I did do on my Americans, I did make a few of the bases 3-man bases. mainly because it was kind of an odd number. You have the 4-man and the 3-man for 7. So and then I think there's a 2-man leadership for the squad. I tried to put all my commanders on the smaller bases so that you could identify who was who. Now there's only 2 squads in this platoon, if I remember right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think it's the... Let me pull up my chart so I don't go off and say the wrong thing. Okay, Captain Ray is an officer with a 4-man squad. Hypothetically, it could be any of these officers. I don't have anybody that looks specifically like an officer higher ranking than any of the others. So we're going to put him there, and he's going to have a 4-man squad with him. That is the para-platoon leader. And then there are 2 squads. Yep, it's the machine gun, 7 men, and the 2 there. Now, I probably could have, I thought about this, because there's 12, I could have made 3 4-man bases. I could have put an extra guy on this base, and an extra guy on this base, and then just had one of these bases, the NCO, and then one of these bases, you know, but I decided against it. I decided to go ahead and do the 3-man machine gun squad like you're supposed to, but then I had to sacrifice a guy from here to give to the NCO. I don't know, I might redo it. I might redo it, but I don't think so. I created, since I had these in the package, I went ahead and created the 2 mortars. Wow, it's really, really blowing out there. When really we only needed 1 mortar for the squad and 1 bazooka. Where are you at, bazooka man? Right here. And okay, so a mortar and a bazooka. And that right there is the para. All this other stuff is extra. I put both of these machine guns together. These are the machine guns that are deploying, like he's carrying it over his shoulder. I put that together, which I could swap out any of these with those, you know, give it a little variety if I wanted. But this basically makes it obvious which ones are the machine guns. But I was thinking that I was going to need these for the weapons company as well as the additional mortar. This mortar here is actually Old Glory. These are Old Glory figures, and they look good once painted up and everything. But if you were to take the men, the Battlefront, they're giants. And that mortar that I'm using, it looks more like an 81 or an 81 millimeter, not necessarily a 2-inch mortar. So, okay, so these are all extras that I don't actually have to do anything with. I made these squads as the support squad, which the Staff Squad E Company, but it really is supposed to be gliders. But I put them together just in case I didn't have enough models for the gliders. I went ahead and put them together, but these are not going to be necessary. And then I also put together a couple of stands. There's the FO and the FSU, which those are actually going to be glider troops as well, so they don't need that. And then this was going to be a senior commander, which both of the senior commanders, okay, hold on. Let me double check this. Senior commander glider. Okay, I lost my other senior commander. Because there's supposed to be 2. Okay, well, one of them might be a paratrooper, which might be this Ray character, and then the other one is for the gliders. So I don't know, but I'll still work on the bases, and we'll go ahead and fix those up. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is put the summer green tufts on them. I want to focus on these because I know I definitely need those, and then if I have enough, then I'll do these as well. But I was planning on doing this on my American infantry. I might have to use other tufts. Okay, so let's just pull that out. And the way they make this, it's just weird. It's just weird. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's see if I can zoom in for you guys so that you guys might be able to see exactly what I'm doing. I don't know if that's a bad angle, bad focus. Okay, that's out of focus. All right, all that looks pretty good. We'll just live with it. Okay, so on these, they're self-adhesive. All you have to do is just pull it off and stick it on. Just find a nice spot that looks good and sticky. And I just press it down. So there you go. Just gives like a two-tone effect. Now sometimes when I go to pull, it pulls like multiple, and then when I go to stick it on there, it's like a bush clump. Now in the past, I had put like a drop of like Elmer's glue down or something like that to assist with it staying perfectly so it doesn't pop off. So I'm going to, this is really an experiment. I'm going to apply these and over the course of my gaming, I'll see if they come off or if they stay stuck. Now some of these are really small. I plan to put more than one per but I'm just starting with one, and that's a big chunk, spreading the love. On the Germans, I wound up putting 3. I went back and did it 3 times. And if I wind up being able to get to 3, then we'll stop. And that'll save more of this AK, what do they call it? Summer green. I actually just might do 2. Some of them are closer than others. I put them in between the figures, or in front of the figure, behind the figure. I don't know how they make these, but like Army Painter makes them individual, easy to grab, right? Where this AK, they just make one big sheet and make you pluck them. Which I like and I don't like. I get mixed feelings. It does make for when I pull, a random assortment will come off with my tweezers, which is kind of a good thing. It randomizes it a little bit. Especially if I go into a middle of a big chunk. Now, as you might have known, I think I discussed this last Wednesday, the price hike. Warlord Games has like a 25% price increase happening on the 4th. And as long as you get your order in by tomorrow, you'll be able to take advantage of the current pricing. So I did put an order in. I haven't, whoa, that's a big one. I haven't got confirmation that they've received my order. That already has one on it. Okay. But I'm going to contact him tomorrow to make sure that I got my order in. Okay, that guy doesn't have anything. Yeah, these little pockets of grass are making a big difference on what the figures look like on the base. It gives just that little extra eye-catching appeal. Okay, we're going to go back with these and do 2. That's a big chunk right there, and there's a big hole back here that needs grass. Okay. Now this green here is really just a two-tone what do you call it? Like an eye catcher contrast. It makes the base contrast. It gives the base just a little extra, what do they call it? Sex appeal? No. Lifelike. Yeah, it makes it look a little more lifelike. And again, I'm just going randomness. Now, when I go to use the Army Painter tufts, it's really going to make a difference in that it's not going to be subdued. Those woodland, oh, this is a big piece. Those woodland tufts, woodland tufts are kind of a bright green, to be honest. That's kind of a brighter color. It's going to really stand out. Okay. Only a couple more. Okay, and that'll leave me quite a bit for my American infantry that I'm still working on. Okay. Yeah, these, yeah, okay. I almost said this mortar doesn't need it. Well, in fact, one of the mortars does need it. Okay. Yeah, and if you look at the back of these guys' helmet, I even put like vertical stripe. Okay. The focus isn't really... Oh, I turned autofocus off? I did. I turned autofocus off. It's focusing down here. Well, I put the officer stripes on those guys. And this guy, I might have some NCO stripes. Like, there we go. Like, I got an NCO stripe on there. So there you have it. I don't have any green on this guy. Let me... Yeah, there we go. Let's put it up here where there's room. Yeah, okay, that's an officer. Okay, so that's where I'm going to stop with the summer green. Now, what I'm going to do now is on these non-essential models, I'm going to use a couple of these just to take it all in, just to see if it looks good or not. If it doesn't look good, then I won't use it on these guys because I'm afraid it's too bright of a green, but we'll see. This is wonderful. Okay, I think I covered up my chat with the units. There we go. Nobody's chatting? Okay, no worries. Just stick around and watch. That is perfectly fine by me. But I will be doing an update. What do you call it? A World War II project update that I'm working on. I've got the rivers. I got their water done. And I got all the hills textured and all the roads textured. And I have all the fields. The gaps in the fields are also textured. Okay, I said I was going to do an expansion one. He's an expansion one. Now, I think these are twice as big as these, so these are probably 4mm tufts. Does that look good? Does that light green look good? Oh, I gotta fix this. Okay, I don't know if it does. It does brighten the model up a little bit. Okay. Let's put one on this machine gun. I mean this mortar. Let's put one right next to the mortar. We got the dark green beside it, and we got the light green. Woodland. I don't think so. I don't like it. Nope. It's too light. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to go see if I've got another tuft that I would find better. Let's bring my tuft container. I even have pine boughs. Not that I'm going to be using pine boughs for anything, but if I was making a sniper hide or something like that, I would put that on it. Okay, what about these winter tufts? Do they look good? I mean, it doesn't have to be winter for me to use them. This is the lowland scrubs. They're kind of flowery. I mean, they're. I think these look really good on 28mm. Scorched looks too red. I don't think I want that. I'm digging these winter ones. I might like the winter. Highland might be okay, but I still think the winter is better. Okay, what do we got here? Deadlands. Okay, it looks like it's frosted, right? They look like they're green with a little bit of frost tips. I think that'd be good in winter, actually, as opposed to the winter. The winter, I think, looks good right now. The mountain tufts look pretty good as well. They look a little bit too red. Okay, we're gonna try these. We're gonna try some of these winter tufts and see what. Oh, wait. Woodland. Okay. Winter. Now, I could put some really big ones on there, but I'm not going to do that. Okay. These guys are all... Nope, this guy is supposed to be over here. Okay, so this mortar, I'm going to try one of these little bitty dudes. We'll put it over there. It's a big... Oh, that looks good. I like it. I like the look of that. Let's get some focus. This tuft right there is the new one I just put on. Yeah, I like it. That's good. Now I'm not going to stop there. Remember, I'm still putting clump foliage on all these, but we're going to go with that. I'm not going to use any of those. Those are just too, I don't know. They just don't look right. Not in my opinion. Okay. Trying to find a good spot where it won't be so obnoxious looking. Okay. Now I've got some fast grab tacky glue. This is what I'm planning on using to put the clump foliage on. it's super thick, so it doesn't want to like come down to the tip of the bottle. Until right now. Okay. So we just put a little bit of that on there. Sounds like the mailman's going by, which I am expecting some mortars in today. All right, so that one's basically, it's stuck in, as they say. Okay, machine gunner, here we go. I'm going to use a mid-sized one. I've decided to use a little bit bigger. And I'm going to stick it right next to the machine gun. Yep, that works too. Doesn't have to be the super small one. It can be a mid-sized one as well. Now, I'm probably not going to use the big ones, but that looks good. Mr. Bazooka Man. Where's my mortar? Here we go, mortar. Yep. I'm going to have to order some more of these. I'm liking them. Yeah, you just got to pick and choose where you think looks best. Now, I did order a bunch of 4mm tufts. I think it's an off-brand. I don't remember what brand it is, but I should be getting those in as well. I probably won't need them, but I got them specifically for the terrain battlefield, the map itself, not necessarily the figures. I think I got it for the extra bocage that I need to make. Yeah, okay, right there. Now remember, this is not the final step. This is just the step before the clump foliage. And the clump foliage, these look like grass, like, I don't know what you would call them, just pieces of grass, where the clump foliage is actually going to look like a bush. I'm going to put these right next to each other. Maybe that'll disguise the fact. It'll give a two-tone bush look. Yeah, these Army Painter tufts are pretty cool. Right there, that looks good. Okay, so they all got one of these. That's all I wanted. I just wanted one of these. Two of the dark green, one of these, and then we're going to put one clump foliage per base. All right. And I've got enough of this to do every base, so there should be no problem with that. Okay, so we just grab the base, find a good spot. I want this guy to be shooting over or next to, or yeah. And then I put a little strip of glue on there. And I try to find a clump that's basically just a clump of foliage. And I just press it down into the glue. And we'll let that dry. Okay, take the next guy. Find a good spot for some clump foliage. I think in front of this guy that's throwing a grenade. A little thing of tacky glue. Now some of these are bigger than others. I'm basically cherry picking. I go through here and I try to find a solid piece, like one that's not falling apart, and then I will use it as my bush. Now understand, the glue still has to dry, right? And when it dries, it'll dry clear. Now some of the clump foliage I stick on there can be smaller than others, but I'm shooting for the bigger pieces because I want to do bushes. Okay. If it just falls apart in my hand, then it's not good. Oh, that's good. All right. Bring it down to the base component. Wow, it sounds like a tornado outside. I like that bush there. That was a good one. Okay. that's a good one. See, and there we got our machine gun fire between a couple of bushes. Okay, that's good. Now I put this bush to disguise the fact that this is wood and that his base, you could see the lump of his base. Even though I put putty on there, you could still see the base. So that disguises it. Very nice. Okay, well, that's pretty good. I know you guys are having a wonderful time just watching me put these bases together. If you guys want to say anything in chat, you're more than welcome to chat with me. I've got it right here on my third monitor. Now I'm going to go out and check the mail because I should be getting something in the mail today. Actually, it might be coming via UPS, or it might not be mail. I'm going to put a small piece of clump on this because I was running out of room on this base. And I think I hear the mailman out there.
Yeah, he's at the driveway too, so not the mailbox.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm expecting a box, but not a big one. All right, so he did a hand delivery. Oh.
He said that was everything.
Okay.
Where that went was on the floor.
That's all right. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. Is there, yep, there's room on this side. Now I press it down in to get it in the glue, but because this is sponge, it starts to expand back up to its original, but it might not make it all the way out to the original because when I push it down, it might actually hit some glue and then get caught in. But that's good. That's fine. That's a good one too. So I think I'll just use this one on the bazooka. Now sometimes the clump foliage will have like a little piece just barely hanging off to the side. What I try to do is drag it through the glue so that it gets some of the glue on it, so that when I stick it down, it will stay put. And if not, no big deal. Yeah, we're getting there. Oh, what do we got here? Yeah, a bunch of little ones, but that's okay. Basically, I'm just adding color dimension, but also a third dimension. So it'll be give it like a texture to it. So it's not just a flat base. Okay, that's a good large bush. We're almost done with these. I thought to myself last night, plant, okay, that one's too big, that'll probably go on something like that. Or no, it'll go on that one. That giant one will go on that one. That I was going to work on the terrain maps. But then I changed my mind. I needed to get these done. Knowing it's going to go on this one, let's go ahead and do it. It's a nice large chunk of glue. How would this lay and look the most natural? Probably like that. Okay, I got these 3 left. So I don't know if you can see this from here, but this looks a lot better than the way they did. And all it took was just a little bit of TLC for their bases. Okay, that wound up. Oh, wait, what? What about this guy? Yep, that one works. Not so much extra foliage that it becomes a bush, you know. You don't want it to be just guys standing in the middle of a bush, but you got to put a little bit of extra on there to make each one of these bases a little mini diorama. That's my 2 cents. Okay, that'll work. There we go. Those guys are done. And a couple of them with this light green BS on them. I'm going to leave it, but I am not pleased with it. I am definitely pleased with the, what were they called? Winter tufts. I think that's what I just used. Yeah, the winter tufts I think look really good on this color scheme. The summer tufts from AK look really good. I think the 2mm might be too small. I originally got the 2mm tufts for like micro armor or for like 10mm Napoleonics, but since I'm not going to be doing 10mm stuff, what do we got here, Charles? Looking really good. 15mm US. My eyes ain't good. Exactly, that's what they are. These guys are 15mm US paratroopers. I'm trying to get these focused. You can still see the white from the glue that's holding the tufts down. If you weren't here earlier, I recommend going back and watching earlier on when I was showing off my German Grenadiers as well. One of my lights just went out. Did you see it? Whoop, and it's back. No, wait. Okay, it's out. And it's an LED, so I don't understand. Maybe it's a bad connection. Yeah, these are 15mm US paratroopers. I'm currently working on US infantry. I'm painting them up as their counterparts, the glider infantry. Because I'm doing a 82nd Lafayette Bridge scenario at this year's NashCon. Okay, I got a box in, or a bag. A bag in a box. That's got to be boxes. Yeah, that other box has got to be shipping boxes. I was excited. This is probably my German mortars. Yep, my my mortar platoon. It's probably got 4 of them in there. I only need 2. So I'm probably going to put all 4 of them together and paint them up just to have extras. Okay. I want to open this up. I want to actually see what the goodness is inside. Now, I'm going to include this as part of my What's in the Box video series. So I'm not really going to touch these as per. I'm gonna leave this box intact is what I'm trying to say, so that I could do a what's in the box. Hang on. Okay, that wasn't anything. I thought one of these staples broke. All right, well, let's find out what's in this box. Now, one thing I don't do is play Flames of War. I've actually been thinking about getting like a little pocket edition Flames of War just to refresh my memory on the rules and help me, because if I decide to like build an army for Flames of War, I need to know what I'm doing. But everything I'm doing now is for battle group. Okay, they gave me too many bases. 1, 2, unless they're supposed to be this many. They gave me 6. There's foam. That's pretty cool. Okay, there are 2 mortars per sprue. You get 3 sprues. I'm getting 6 mortars. All the sprues are exactly the same. Contents, 6 mortars and 2 unit cards. Yeah, why do I have an armored gun platoon? I don't get that. This is not... Unless you can dismount your mortar. Okay, this is 3 cards. Wait, what? Did I say 3 cards? It says 2 unit cards, and he gave me 3. Okay, so we got the half-track transport. I don't even know why they gave me this card. Yeah, this is all armored stuff. What about dismounted mortars? That's what these guys are. This is 4 half-tracks with mortar is 6 points. 2 half-tracks with mortars is 3 points. Yeah, this is a armored mortar section. It gave me the cards for an armored gun platoon, which I guess has a 75mm cannon on the front of the half track. That's not what this is. Now I could see using this half track card if these guys were being transported in some way, because I know there's, what is it, the -2, the 251-2 I think is a mortar half track. But this doesn't even say that. This is talking about 37mm cannon or machine guns. Okay, now this says armored mortar section. Gives me, okay, it tells me the 8cm mortar ranges. Yeah, it looks like in Flames of War, which is the same scale as this, a machine gun can only shoot 16 inches. And if I remember right, a infantry can only shoot like 12 inches. It reminds me of Warhammer, you know, 40K. Where in Battle Group, infantry can shoot like 30 inches. So twice as far. But I think light mortars can go more than 40 inches. And I would consider this a medium mortar. It's 80. It's not a 6-inch. I mean, it's not a 2-inch or 60mm. It's an 80mm. So yeah, the ranges are way too short in Flames of War. But I think that's just because it's a tournament style game and you're supposed to like use points to build your troops and stuff. Yeah, none of these cards are appropriate. I would have expected one card or two and it said mortar platoon. I don't see that anywhere in these cards. So that's bull. That's probably just an oversight or a mistake. But you know what? I don't play Flames of War, so it doesn't matter what the cards say. You know what I mean, Jellybean? Okay, basing your infantry, 8cm mortar. Base the 8 mortar team on a medium base, facing the long edge. These teams have gunner and his weapons and 2 assistants. Yeah, so even the mortar has a little round base that fits down inside of one of these holes. That's pretty cool. I only need to build 2 of these though. Now there is a potential possibility that I'm going to start building 15mm miniatures. I don't think this is going to fit back in there. Not with that foam. I don't know how it got in there with the foam. I know this goes inside the paper. Yeah, how did it get in there with the foam and everything? Wow. Okay, but this is going to be the topic of another one of my videos. I do videos called What's in the Box, and I will reveal what's in that box. These are my Grenadiers that I've done. I'm going to let you guys kind of get a first-hand look. I'm going to zoom the camera in a little bit better, just so you guys can kind of see. Let's see if I have a way to do this without really messing everything up. I don't want to work on my tiles right now. My, what do you call them? My terrain tiles. I do plan to work on those tonight, probably after dark. After dark? Yeah, after dark. Okay. So you're not okay, maybe you can. Maybe that is focused pretty good right there. Let me do a manual focus on this. That looks good. No. That looks horrible. Okay, just a second. I've got zoom. Wait. I had zoom way in. Okay. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so let's take, I'm going to put these Americans off to the side just a little bit. And we'll show off the grenadiers that I've done. Now each of these trays is a platoon, and okay, you can't see squat. Here we go. Just a second. Let me try something. Is that more gooder? Yeah, that's more gooder. That's right. I said more gooder. But yeah, these guys are my... Give me a second. I'm fiddling with things. I'm just trying to get a better angle. Yeah, there we go. I used a different field gray on these than the other guys. I also used a different base coat for their camouflage smocks. So like this camouflage is actually done with a different base. Originally I had used a German camo beige, but through research I realized that the German camo beige, great color, but it's not correct. Yeah, that's what I used originally, and you can kind of see what color that is, German camo beige. But this camouflage is actually base coated with, oh my lord, where are you? Is this, or no, that's not you. Combat fatigues. Okay, and you can see there is a little bit of a difference. This one is more white, and this one is more green, or more beige and more green. I don't know. But so these grenadiers here, whoa, have a base coat of combat fatigues on the camouflage jackets. And then I went in with the splinter blotches and stuff on top of that. Okay. And then I didn't use a strong tone wash. I used a soft tone. I think these guys came out really good. Now, I colored the edge of their bases based on their platoon. So each platoon has a unique color. This one was, I don't know what color that is. I think that's a tanker uniform. Or I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. And then this is the second platoon. And you can see they have the brown. I used the same camouflage pattern, or the same colors that I used in the camouflage pattern on their bases. So this would be the splinter blotches brown, where that was probably the combat fatigues as a color. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way these guys turned out. I'm extremely happy with the way these guys turned out. Let's just say that. I used to I basically had an epiphany when I was doing research on painting these guys. My philosophy of painting, hang on, I got Charles saying something, was all set to start my 28mm Napoleonics, and then I realized all the bases I have for individual figures. You ordered your bases through Miniature Market? Yeah, I do a lot of shopping through them, but not exclusively. Bases, I usually, well, if you're going for bases, I get wooden ones from Litco. What do we got here? So today and tomorrow, reading Gaslands. Got to do something with all those Hot Wheels cards. You know, always play Car Wars, you know, from Steve Jackson back in the day. Hey, John. Cool. Yeah, here's the back side of these guys. Okay, I did some research on these guys, more so than I basically just took a little time, sat back, and said, "What am I doing?" Right? And I looked up the Normandy uniforms and what the Germans were wearing. I realized that their helmets were not the dark gray or the black green that I had painted all my guys in the past. That's not the color that they were. That is kind of the default color for Germans, is the black green for their helmets. But Normandy, the units would paint their helmets with two or three colors, and usually tan was the primary color, and then they would put brown or green on top of those helmets. So some of these guys with no helmet covers have painted helmets, and then there's guys with helmet covers, and then the smocks and hey, my third light came on, and then the field gray. Okay, and all that, I already pretty much knew all that. But then when it came to the gas mask canister, there was a lot of the same information. They showed a lot of the Normandy gas canisters were painted like their helmets. They probably took the same paint and painted on the metal gas canisters and their helmets at the same time. But I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to paint the gas canisters camouflage, because then they would disappear into the camouflage smocks or what have you. So what I wound up doing was I painted the gas canisters I took a conglomeration of the three colors, and I decided to paint them. Okay, give me a second. I think I have the paint right here. Here it is. I painted the gas canisters German Tinker Crew 2 field gray. It's not really a field gray, as you can see. It's kind of a brown. It's a very dirty field gray, and it's not black green, because I had painted all my gas canisters and all my helmets black green. Well, that was a correction. I didn't do that. All right. So that's the second platoon. Now I've got 3 platoons already made, and then I still have to adjust or repaint the sniper, and then I need to build and construct the 2 mortar teams. As just a FYI heads up, I have I have emplacements coming in from Boeta. They could be here any day now. They've already shipped them. They shipped them last week. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get here from Italy. But I priced some entrenchments on somebody's website. It was £7 for like 4 medium-sized entrenchments, 4 small-sized entrenchments, and like 2 large entrenchments. And I thought that was about it was about a dollar an entrenchment because of the way pounds work. And half the entrenchments I'm not even going to use because in this battle there's no large bases, right? They're all medium or small. So I was like, why, and plus those were like like 3D printed, and I wasn't too happy with them. They were just very generic. But then when I went to Boeta, they actually make 15 millimeter Flames of War entrenchments. They make, not only do they make round ones that you can put a mortar inside of and have an actual mortar pit or an anti-tank gun pit, but they also make various theaters. So like they would have urban, they have woodland, they have rural, they have desert. I was very excited, and each one of those they have like a dozen different entrenchments in each theater. Now when you buy it, you buy a pack of 6 for like €7. And I was like, I don't know if because my mind was thinking they're the same price, euros and pounds, but it's not. The euro is very close to $1. So a US dollar and a euro is very similar. So it was basically, I was going to be getting like 6 for $7. Also pretty close to $1 a piece. But I was able to focus and not get large bases and just get medium and small entrenchments or dug in positions. So I ordered like 6 packs, something like that, like 2 of each types or something. I don't remember, but I ordered a few so that I can hand them out to the players during the battle, because you're supposed to get like 10 people in entrenchments per side, actually. So that's a thing. So those are on their way. So I got the entrenchments on the way. I have the mortars came in today. So I have all the figures. I got the tank already finished. I got the R-35s finished because they're just wrecks on the battlefield. They're basically roadblocks. I'm thinking about making a minefield template. I'm thinking about it because the causeway is supposed to be covered in mines. I could make a bunch of mine templates and just lay them out on the table just so people can get a reminder that that area is covered in mines. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. And let me see what else. I still need to finish my Americans. I'm almost done with them. About halfway done with those. I might even be done with those tonight before I do the project update video. All right, so I'm getting ready to close out. We're almost at 1 o'clock. I just want to let you know as I got basically a recap. I've got my Grenadiers finished. I've got my paratroopers finished. I'm halfway through my glider troops and the terrain maps. I've liquid. I put the liquid in the river. I've got the fields all down and everything. I need to work on the town center and maybe building some more bocage and hedges, because when the table grew, that means I'm going to need more bocage and hedges. And so that's done. I need to seal the edges with some Mod Podge to give it some protection, so in case it gets bumped or something like that. I have all the buildings that I need. Everything is pretty much ready to go. Oh yeah, this is something I thought about. I mentioned it last week, and I've come to a decision that I'm going to allow suppressing fire to go to double the range of a weapon. So if my machine guns can shoot 30 inches in battle group, I'm going to allow suppression to go up to 60 inches, which is pretty far. Especially when the entire battlefield is only 8 feet, right? So you should be able to, but you still, 60 inches means pretty much you're going to be able to suppress from one side of the low ground to the other side of the low ground. Reg, I'm going to be filming a video tonight. After midnight, I'm going to be filming a video after I finish painting my Americans, basically. And I'm going to show off all the tiles I've done so far and my figures. Basically, just get everybody up to speed on where I'm at on the terrain boards. And I've done. They're coming along really good. They're looking really good. The boards themselves. I still need to put some flock along the hills and along the towns and along the roads, but other than that, I think I need to texture beside the river because I just put the water in and the water's dry, so now I can put some texture on the riverbank and then put some flock there as well. So I'll be working on those tonight, I think. But I'll also do a video showing you where I'm at. Still need to do 2 more mortars because I want to fix them up. And then I have a video series out called What's in the Box. You should check that out. It's basically I'm doing reviews or open boxings of miniature boxes or game boxes or whatever comes in a package, which is pretty much everything. I'm going to open it up on camera, look and see exactly what you get, because when I ordered one of the reasons why I did this is because when I ordered my Americans, I did not know if I was going to get what I needed in that package, the American gliders, right? The rifle company. When I ordered it, I did not know. And that ate at me, and I figured, okay, I'll get a package in, I'll open it, I'll look at it, I'll see if I've got enough. And if I don't, then I'll order another platoon or something like that. But when I opened it, I did get everything I needed and more. And I just wish I knew that before I ordered it. So I did this. I'm doing this What's in the Box series to help anybody out there that needs to know how many machine guns you get, how many mortars you get, how many radio men you get, how many anti-tank guns, how many bazookas or whatever. In this case, I was wondering if I got any BARs. And the packaging, the front and back side of the packaging, does not mention BARs anywhere. It doesn't say you get any BARs. And it doesn't say you get any radio men. It doesn't say any of that. It just says you can make this many bases of rifles, you know, and I was like, okay, great. But then when I opened the pack, it came with 6 BARs. And I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I needed. I actually needed 6 BARs. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. Now, do I have enough riflemen? And do I have enough Thompsons? And do I have enough this or that? And yes, it says you get 4 bazookas. It says you get 4 bazookas in the package. Well, that's not true. You get 18 bazookas. I don't need 18 bazookas. I don't think anybody in the world would need 18 bazookas, but you do get 18 bazookas. So I figured I was going to start this series and let people know, because it would have helped me. Because I also browsed the web, YouTube and the like, before I bought it, and nobody out there told me what was in the box. So if I had found somebody else out there that says this is what you get in the box, then I wouldn't have had to make that video. I see people showing me how to paint paratroopers. I see people showing me how to paint, Fallschirmjägers. I see people showing me how to paint Grenadiers or Italians or Russians, but they don't tell me what I get in the package. And when I looked at the Flames of War website, it doesn't tell me what I get in the package. It shows a few pictures and it says exactly what's on the box. So I was like, okay. Now today, I just saw an ad from Gale Force 9 that had that, it had some package. I think it might be the Grenadiers or something, where it breaks down every single figure you get in the package. If I knew that before I bought the Americans, then I wouldn't have had, to worry. Now I do have a second box of Americans and a second box of Grenadiers that I don't think I'm going to need, so I might be putting those back up on eBay. Alright guys, thanks for coming out and watching this. And you can always find me on eBay at the same title, Wargaming in Miniature, if you guys are interested in some painted miniatures or models. Plus I do commission work. Yeah, Reg, you're welcome. I'm doing it for you, man. And anyone else that needs that help. Alright guys, plus it helps me by making me focus on what I'm actually getting in the box. So it's kind of a win-win. Alright guys, I'm gonna close out and thank you for coming out and